Alright, hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, and welcome back to another video. And today, we're going to be taking just a quick talk about Food Wars Volume 10. Now these are like reviews slash discussions, so these will have spoilers, so if you guys haven't read up this far, then don't watch it if you don't want it spoiled. But anyway, this isn't anything super fancy, we're just gonna go ahead and just talk about the volume for a little bit. But anyway, for those of you who don't know my full thoughts about Food Wars, I will do another video on that in the future, but I freaking love Food Wars. If you haven't read it or watched it, do it now. It is so unbelievably good. It still amazes me to this day. Manga artists, I don't know how they do this. Like, I could spend my whole life creating like one great picture, I don't know, or drawing or something. And to think that like day in and day out, like all year round, they're just like page after page, they're just putting their like vision onto the page. And now I know the manga artist for Food Wars, someone does the story and someone does the art, but just the art is so crazy, but that also doesn't take away from the story. And so the story is great, and that's what really just shows the strengths in Food Wars Volume 10. And so we have the semi-final round of this grand, fall festival tournament thing going on. And so last volume, in Volume 9, you obviously had this crazy creepy stalker dude who you had this feeling that he was going to win almost, because you didn't know anything about him. So now we have Soma against him in a battle for all the knives, up against Soma in his like whole culinary career. And so I don't know much about cooking, and frankly I'm a bit of a picky eater, but I will never get over the unbelievable art for the food in this series. I mean, the art in this series just hands down is like some of the best I've ever read. And so what's awesome about Food Wars Volume 10 is just that I still can't believe the intensity that they have created in just a manga that's at its core about cooking food. I mean, it feels like life or death struggles going on. And what I love about this volume in particular, and that's becoming very prevalent in Food Wars altogether, is the use of just like visual, visual tactics, as far as like in this volume where you have like the tiger and with Rio against the spice guy, you have like the tiger illustrations against like the hawk with the talons, and that's what makes like this volume just pop unbelievably. And I mean, this artist could do any series he ever wanted to, because when you have like this like devilish look to the stalker guy, and like how like the snake coming up the arm in one of the panels, and then when it totally switches styles and has Soma in his amusement park, and he's just like riding like on like this, and they're just in this amusement park, and then when the judges are eating the food. And so it's just crazy. The art is just unbelievable, and the way it lends itself to adding to the story in ways that wouldn't be possible without it are just crazy. And so obviously Soma wins out in this. That seemed pretty obvious that was going to happen, at least it did to me. One thing this series has done an amazing job of is surprising me. I have been subject to a lot of just shocking losses or wins or anything like that, and a character that I must say is really growing on me extremely quickly is old Fire Bandana himself. He has such a fiery attitude, an unbelievable character, and he's also sympathetic in a way, because of you get this little backstory of how much he was just abused in the kitchen as a kid, and he legitimately had to cook for his like well-being. If he failed, he would be beaten. And so some people, I mean, in a lot of stories that might be used as like a sob story. It is sad and it is awful, but for Ryo, it's like this crazy like motivation, and it has sculpted his personality to be like this badass, fiery, never lose, type of character that is just absolutely just intense to the absolute 10th degree. And so, again, with this volume, what really surprised me was when it had the last vote. And because I had no idea. I was like, I have no idea who's going to win. I figured the Spice guy would win because it seemed like that's what the story wanted to have happen, but I loved the direction they went. It didn't seem forced. It didn't seem unfair. The fact that they had a tie for the final round, and which was going to make this a three-way battle for the end, I love that. I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be so cool to have this three-way battle royale to see who wins the Fall Classic. I have no idea who's going to win. Legitimately, I have no idea. I guess I would think maybe in my head, maybe Spice Dude. Like I'm just using my own personal nicknames for him at this point. But yeah, Spice Dude has a great possibility. You almost think Soma won't win because it's only volume 10. Maybe it's too early for Soma to be on top. But it still wouldn't be on top. It's just the Fall Classic. So lots of interesting things going on. But anyway, I love Food Wars. It's just amazing. And I love this volume as well. Just a great volume, on the edge of my seat, couldn't stop reading it the second I picked it up, blew through it all in one sitting. But anyway guys, I've been Fiddlefair, and I will be back on the prowl next time with Food Wars Volume 11. No, this is Volume 11. I've been calling it Volume 10 this whole time, I'm sorry. I'll be back on the prowl for Volume 12. Bye guys.